Hey guys, IceWire here and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Anyway, today we are actually talking about The Sims and one Sims game in particular, The Sims 2. Now, I played a lot of The Sims 2 growing up. It was my introduction to the Sims franchise, if you will. And it's something that I enjoyed a lot. A lot. Where I collected a lot of Sims games. I know some of them are... One's an NBA game. I don't know why that's there. This isn't even all of them. But know that I have a lot. So I think it's safe to say I know my Sims 2. It's a game that I love dearly. I know it well. And I want to talk about why it's the best Sims game ever. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, just a quick little disclaimer. I'm not saying that The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 is shit. It's just, there are things about The Sims 2 that I love that make it unique from The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. And I want to, bring it to light a little, So first up is consequences. Now, if you do something bad in The Sims 2, you're gonna fucking feel it. Take, for example, you are playing a family. For example, I'm actually going to use the Pleasant family as an example of this. So, when you first load up Pleasant View, one of the Sims 2 worlds, and you want to play the Pleasant family, because, Pleasant View, Pleasant, oh shit, they must own the town. So they load up their save, the kids go to school, the wife goes to work, and the husband's just chilling around at home, he doesn't have work that day, and then the maid comes around. Now, him and the maid have been a little freaky behind his wife's back, and you can make the decision whether you want to continue that and be like, oh yeah, let's smash the maid. She's hot. Kaylin's hot. I mean, just look at that weird thing on her head. I mean, so fucking hot. Or you can decide, no, I want to be a good husband. I want to, stop this right here and there, and I actually kind of want to, pursue having a stable family. So you can actually call it quits with Kaylin by, just telling her, hey, I got family, I can't do this anymore, and she will take that to heart very quickly. She will storm out, she won't be a maid anymore, or maybe she will. Actually, I think she will. That's gonna make cleaning around the house a bit awkward. Or you can, do some woohoos with her. The wife gets fired from her job. She comes home and she will know immediately that her husband is having a little funsies with the maid, and she will run in, slap the heck out of him, and divorce him on the spot. And not only that, the children, if they witness this, then they're gonna feel the after effects too. They will despise the father or the mother, whoever cheats as well. And they sit there and they just feel broken-hearted. I remember one time I played a family and the mum cheated on the dad with, I think it might have been the pizza guy. And I remember there was a little girl, she had a daughter, and she was outside playing, and then I remember I made the two adults kiss, and she turns around and she sees it, and she just starts crying her eyes out. And then her relationship with her mum goes down. And I like that sort of consequence. The Sims 3 does it a little bit, but in The Sims 4, it's just not there. I mean, if your partner cheats, it doesn't really impact the relationship as much as it should. And I don't think that's right. I think if a partner cheats, then that should impact the relationship, And that's something that The Sims 2 gets right. Along with that, there's also the possibility that your child can be taken away by social services. And also, if a parent just ups and moves out. I remember a father left the household once because I wanted to cheat and give the family more money, so I made him move out and then move back in. Yeah, I was a bit of a cheat. I was a cheat. And I felt really bad because, once again, the daughter, she when the dad was moving out, she chased after him until he left in the taxi. And the look on her face was so sad, just a little low poly sadness. and I felt really bad. Overall, consequence is a really, really cool thing that I love about The Sims 2, and I wish it was present in The Sims 4. Next up is the babies. The babies. Now, this might sound a bit strange. Why are you choosing babies? Like, what's wrong with you, lady? Are you clucky? Always is the answer to that. Why do you think I play The Sims? I have to channel my cluckiness somewhere that doesn't mentally scar my pets. Well, where am I pointing to? There's no pets in here. Now, there is a big, big difference of babies in The Sims 2 compared to 3 and 4. And that is, they're not just furniture objects. And that's something that I dislike about specifically The Sims 4 a bunch. I mean, you get a baby, and then it's just in a crib, and you can't really interact with it much other than, like, feeding it, change its diaper, cuddle it, that's it. Whereas with The Sims 2, you can actually, like, pick up the child and hold it, and it's actually really fucking cute. It's an adorable moment. And if the baby's a bit smelly, you can pick it up out of its crib, take it to a diaper changing station, and change its diaper. And, like, give it a bath if it needs one, carry it down to the kitchen, get it a bottle out of the fridge, because, you know, breastfeeding wasn't implemented until The Sims 4, so obviously that wasn't available then. And that added so much more realism to The Sims 2, I think, like gameplay-wise. Being able to interact with your children, especially the babies in particular, in a way that doesn't make them feel like objects, so you're not just like, okay, feed it a little bit more, and then age it up, and then this whole bit's over and done with. I hate this bit. So I think that was really, really cool in The Sims 2, because I loved the babies in The Sims 2. I thought they were great. Like, they were just so cute. Like, they were animated, lively, like, you could even tell how they were feeling by, like, just looking at their face. So overall, the babies in The Sims 2 were just, they were more lively, they felt more like actual characters that you cared about and gave a crap about, as opposed to just feedable furniture objects, which is basically what they are now, and it's kind of sad that they are like that now. Next up is the expansions. Now, the expansions were something that I loved. I collected, as you could see, I collected a lot of expansions as a child. I have, somewhere in this house, I have a box just filled to the brim with Sims 2. Filled to the brim, like chock-a-block, just only Sims games. I have a photo of it somewhere, so if I can find that photo, I'll put it up on the screen now, just so you have an idea. But yeah, I really, really love The Sims. I feel sorry for my parents for buying me all those games, but I had a problem. I needed sating, okay? I needed to sate my addiction to The Sims. Now, the expansions were one of my favorite things about The Sims 2, as each one of them was so unique at the time. For example, Sims 2 University, one of my favorites of all favorites. Not only do you get to go to university, when you have a pre-made family, so obviously you can make a kid to send to university just like straight up the bat. So you click on a house in uni, you make the uni student and they move in. But if you have like a household sim from a town and like their child goes to university, there's this really cute cutscene that plays where like either the mum or the father, you know, they take their kid to university and they're having this proud moment, and then they watch their child age up from a teen to a young adult, and then when they're finished aging up, like the parents like puts their hand on the kid's shoulder, turns them around, just like hugs the life out of them, looking like they're gonna cry, and it's just the sweetest thing in the world, and I love that with all my heart. It's part of what made the Sims 2 University so likable for me. I mean, I love the Sims 3 University with all my heart. I think that improved a lot on what the Sims 2 had, but there was something about the Sims 2, the cutscenes that they had in the game, that just really sold it for me. And like, it had a emotional impact, because oh my god, when the first time I saw that, I was like, I nearly cried. That was adorable. Cuteness overload. Another one was Voyage, as you can see right here. Something that I really liked about this game was obviously you can take your family on vacation. So you can either go to a beach, you can go to like this Asian area. I think it was just basically like Japan or something. And you could also go to like a camping grounds and chill out there. And all the interactions that came with it, especially if you had seasons installed, and you went to like a snowy area, it was fantastic. It added so much more realism to camping, and I like that a lot. Now just to quickly skim through all of these, so I'm not spending 84 years talking about each one. The Sims 2 apartment life, I mean obviously I added apartments, which brought a whole new perspective to gameplay, because I loved living in apartments. If I lived on my own, I would love to live in an apartment. Not only that, it came with witches, and witches were my favourite thing about apartment life, because oh my god, grew up on Harry Potter, I want to be a witch, I want to be Hermione Granger, so of course I was all up in that. Pets obviously introduced pets, and you know, cats and dogs, you can't go wrong with that. They were cute, they were cuddly, and they added so much more to the game. Seasons, added seasons, obviously, and added a whole new world, and gardening, and plant sims. I loved plant sims. I thought they were the coolest things ever. I was like, plant sims? What the heck is this? But when I played the game, I was like, oh shoot, this is cool. I like this a lot. Nightlife added, you know, partying. I mean, that was okay. I mean, I wasn't too crazy about it. But what I was crazy about the most was the Sims 2 free time, which will be my next point. And that added hobbies. And not only did it make the game feel more realistic, it made my Sims feel more realistic. I felt attached to them. And that's going to lead us into my next point. I miss having hobbies in The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. I miss that a lot. I mean, you could have it to some extent in The Sims 3, but there is nothing like it in The Sims 4. Now, hobbies were introduced in The Sims 2 free time, and some of the hobbies that I remember, just like off the top of my head, were ballet, fixing up cars, soccer. Not only that, it added brand new careers as well. The careers that it added were dance, entertainment, intelligence, oceanography, and architecture. It may not seem like much of a game pack outside of all the rest, but The Sims 2 free time just brought a whole new layer of gameplay to The Sims 2. I mean, it came with a new town called Desiderata, if I'm saying that correctly. And there were just so many different hobbies you could pick and choose from, and like I said earlier, I played with the Pleasant family, and I remember the two girls, Angela and Lilith, I made them very, very different to each other. So Angela, she practiced a lot of ballet in her free time, so ballet was like up her alley. And she also did yoga as well, so I made her like a very chilled, focused sim. And then with Lilith, I took the more sporty route with her, and I made her like get really, really into jogging, hiking, and she became an athlete. And just being able to like take up different hobbies for each of your Sims was something that I loved to bits. I loved it to bits. It brought so much more to my gameplay, and I miss it a lot. I really, really do. I hate that we don't have that sort of thing in The Sims 4. Next up, and I did mention this earlier, and something that I really, really liked about The Sims 2 is cutscenes. Now, cutscenes, I mean, they kind of came and went with The Sims 2. I'm actually kind of sad that they didn't bring them back for The Sims 3, but let's not talk about that right now. Let's just focus on the point at hand, cutscenes. So there are many, many cutscenes in The Sims 2 that can be triggered. So you get a cutscene when you have your first kiss, you have a cutscene when you have a baby, and when your child ages up, and each of them are unique to each other. So when you have a baby, it's like this really joyful, wholesome experience, and then when they age up into a teenager, they're like, yeah, I'm a teenager now.
Yeah, boy.
You know, each one is very unique. And like I said, with the university cutscene, when you send your kid to uni, that was wholesome and adorable. And these cutscenes brought a lot of character and a sense of, you know, storytelling to the game. For example, in Strangetown, there is a household full of male scientists. They all work together. And you can make one of them look out into a telescope, you know, it's a starry night, let's enjoy the open stars and look into the galaxy and
Oh shit, that's a spaceship.
So he gets abducted, comes back, finds out, oh shit, I'm pregnant?
What?
And then eventually he goes through his pregnancy. That sounds so weird to say, but it's funny because, I don't know, it's hilarious. When he gives birth, there is so the little plumb bobs that are above each Sim's head, the plumb bob opens up and the smaller plumb bob comes out, and then the baby floats around the new father, lands gently in his arms, and he's like, ugh. Oh, well, you're kind of cute. And then it goes from there. The cutscenes really just brought a lot of character to The Sims 2, and it really defined it in a way, I think, from the others. Because I mean, The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, they've sort of, I mean, they don't have that anymore. And I think that the cutscene mechanics in The Sims 2 really made it more unique. Like, it really just made it its own thing. Like, you know, you'd be able to tell a Sims 2 cutscene from anything else. And like I said earlier, it adds an aspect of storytelling, and it sort of enriches your experience with the game, and yeah, that's why I enjoyed the cutscenes. Finally, but not least, is interactions with the world. So this is going to be a bit of a strange one, but when you played The Sims 2, like it's unlike The Sims 4 now as we know it, where everything is available to you. You want to change your Sim's outfit, create a Sim. You want to make some food, you don't really need the ingredients for most things, you can just whip it up immediately. But back in the day, gather around the fire, children, while I tell you a tale. So way back in the day, you actually had to go out and buy your Sim new clothes. You had to go to a clothing shop, buy your Sim some new clothes, and if you're out of food, you had to go out to the grocery store, pick up your groceries, and then come home, and you put your groceries in the fridge. And it added a lot of realism to the game, honestly. Not teaching your children to walk or talk kind of puts a damper on their lives as children. Not that they can't do those things, they just feel sad that they never got to be taught those basic, you know, skills for life. And I like that, you know, you have to really interact with your child, you know, teach them things like how to walk, how to talk, how to use the potty. Whereas with The Sims 4, we just like, you know, chat with them and then, oh look, they got the social skill now. Oh look, they have the motor skill now, just from waddling around a little. You actually have to hunker down and teach them. And I liked that. Overall, The Sims 2, while it is an old game, you know, it's getting on. Some could argue that it may not have aged as well as we all like to think. However, it was a bloody good game. And there are a lot of parts about The Sims 2 that really trump The Sims 3 and 4 in quality. And that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it a bunch. It is a bit of a long one. I hope you guys don't mind that. But I just wanted to hunker down and just talk about The Sims for a bit. Specifically The Sims 2, because it's been on my mind lately, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Do you like The Sims 2? Let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below. What do you like about The Sims 2? What do you miss from The Sims 2 that you wish was in The Sims 4 or 3? Did you agree with anything I said? Just anything and all, just let me know. If you like this, please do give it a big old thumbs up, as it does help with my channel a bunch. And if you're new here and you think that my channel could be your cup of tea, I mean, you've had a look around, you like this video, then yeah, consider subscribing. Consider supporting me on Patreon, as it feels to grow for my content's quality and the variety and production of said content that you guys get to see, all here on the channel. And of course, a massive thank you to my current patrons. They are Cosmoronic, Nicholas Montoya, Caroline Richardson, and Cooladora. And if you want to see your name shouted out at the end of the video, like these guys, do hop over onto Patreon and have a look around at the cool rewards on offer. As always, it is IceWire signing off, and I'll see you in introverts later next time on the channel. Have a lovely day / night wherever you are in the world. Bye!